Hi everyone! Today we are making a carrot cake. It is simple, baked completely from scratch, moist and tender inside, and every bite is pure delight. Let's get started. First, a bit of prep work. Finely chop some walnuts. If you do not feel like earning a blister, grab a blender and pulse them into crumbs. Try to keep the pieces small and about the same size, that way they spread evenly in the batter. It is better to use lightly toasted nuts, that way their flavor becomes richer and more intense. Now for the part nobody really loves, grating the carrots. Honestly, I have lost count of how many times the grater has gone after my fingers and nails, so be careful and grate those carrots finely. Interestingly, you do not need to squeeze the carrots, their juice helps keep the layers moist. For a touch of brightness, zest about half an orange. It gives just enough aroma without being overpowering. If you want a bolder flavor, zest the whole orange. Mix in a little nutmeg and cinnamon and give everything a stir. This is the flavor base of our carrot cake. Now onto the batter. Add baking soda and baking powder to the flour. Baking powder lifts the cake gently and evenly, while baking soda adds an extra bit of rise and lightness. Whisk it together to aerate the flour. In a separate bowl, add the eggs and sugar. The eggs should be at room temperature, which helps them whip up better. Beat until the mixture lightens in color and gains a bit of volume. You can use a hand whisk or a hand mixer, both will do the job. Pour the egg mixture into the vegetable oil and mix until smooth. The oil keeps the sponge moist, soft, and springy. Unlike butter, it gives a lighter texture and helps the cake stay fresh longer. Next, fold in the dry ingredients in 2 additions. Mix after each one until no dry spots remain. Adding the flour in 2 stages makes it easier to mix evenly, keeps the batter smooth, and helps preserve its light, airy texture. What a silky texture! Add in the carrots and walnuts. Make sure they get fully coated with the batter, just like this. The aroma is out of this world. Prepare your baking pan. Mine is not a spring form, so I grease it with butter first and then line it with parchment paper. This way, the sponge will come out easily once baked. Spoon the batter into the pan, smooth it out gently. Up it on the counter a couple of times to help it settle. Into the oven it goes. After about 30 minutes, once the top sets, cover the pan loosely with foil to prevent burning. Bake until a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Look at this sponge, golden brown on top, and springy like a trampoline. What a gorgeous rise! Let it rest in the pan for about 10 minutes. Then transfer to a wire rack and cool completely. While it cools, let's make the syrup. Combine sugar and water 1:1. Add some orange zest for fragrance. Cook over medium heat until the sugar dissolves completely. Let it bubble a little so the citrus oils infuse the syrup. Then let it cool. For the cream, whip cold heavy cream to soft peaks. In another bowl, beat cream cheese with powdered sugar until smooth. Fold the two together gently. Look at that silky cream. Chill until ready to use. Once the sponge has cooled, slice off the dome on top. You can crumble it up and use it for decoration like in a classic recipe. Now make shallow cuts, about 2 centimeters deep, all around the sides. Keep your knife parallel to the surface. Now thread a regular piece of string through the cuts. Bring the ends together and gently pull it toward you. It is important to slice the sponge in half only once it has fully cooled. Otherwise, it will crumble badly. And just like that, we have 2 even layers. Time to assemble. Brush the bottom sponge with the cooled syrup. Do not forget the sides, they are the densest. Spread on a layer of cream, smoothing it evenly. To smooth out the cream, use whatever works best for you, a spatula, an offset spatula, or even a knife. Place the second sponge on top. Brush again with syrup and spread almost all of the remaining cream over the top. Save a little for the sides. You can leave them semi-naked or cover them more fully if you make extra cream. Now, let the cake rest in the fridge for at least an hour and a half so the cream can set. Or you can leave the cake overnight. It will soak up even more flavor. Meanwhile, let's prepare the topping. Add sugar to a heavy-bottomed pan and place over low heat. Do not stir, let the sugar do its thing. Once it melts and turns amber, take it off the heat and stir in the chopped walnuts. Do not overcook it, or the caramel will burn. Spread the mixture on a silicone mat and let it cool completely. Once firm, break it up and pulse in a blender until you have a crumbly texture. Chopping the caramelized nuts this way keeps the caramel from heating up again and prevents the pieces from sticking together. That crumb looks heavenly. After an hour and a half, take the cake out of the fridge and sprinkle it generously with the nutty caramel crumbs. It is best to do this just before serving, otherwise the caramel may soften in the fridge. Slice it up and enjoy. Soft sponges, citrus aroma, silky cream, and crunchy topping. Pure happiness. Simply magic on a plate. And that is it, our carrot cake is ready. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, give it a like, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.